Honorable Minority Chief Whip, I intend giving the appropriate direction to the Finance Minister. I want to know the years in arrears. What is in arrears? What is in arrears? So that I can direct the Finance Minister to pay.
Mr. Speaker, I think...
Which years arrears are you talking about?
Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister is well briefed. So the Finance Minister is aware
I want the
as
House
to what
to be
is in
briefed.
arrears.
Brief the House about the arrears so that I can make consequential directions.
Are you saying I should brief the House, Speaker?
But you are talking about payment of arrears.
Yes, there is an arrears. He knows there is. With all due respect, there is an arrears. That one is a fact. But I'm saying that but that is the Finance Minister. He has all the figures. So I'm simply saying that he cannot apprise us of payment without carrying us along in terms of what is outstanding. That maybe leadership will engage him. There are other matters we have to talk about. I'm not too happy with him. I'm not too happy with him because the mood of the House, he has to perform. He knows what to do, and he's refused. Speaker, you yourself, you're not happy because he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me join colleagues to commend the Minister of Finance, Dr. Kistel Atuforsen, for the statement that he has made. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I think it is clear that there has been no delay in the payment of statutory funds by the government of John Dramani Mahama. No delay. Mr. Speaker, the records at National Health Insurance Authority are clear that on a monthly basis, payments have been made to service providers, payments have been made and transferred to hospitals, and we don't owe. That is very clear. Mr. Speaker, it is also very clear that Get Fund allocation has also been made and payments made to Get Fund. Indeed, I am informed by some contractors that they have been paid. Mr. Speaker, the annual ritual of senior high schools not reopening because they don't have food has not occurred again. And schools are happily being run. Schools are happily being run. It is obvious that we are doing well in the education sector as well. Mr. Speaker, if there has been a delay in the transfer of the funds to the Common Fund Administrator, it is for very good reason. Mr. Speaker, the assemblies did not exist until very recently. After the election, many of the assemblies too dissolved. Because if you read the law says that the assembly is made of the district chief executive and the elected assembly members and the government appointees. The government appointees had been withdrawn. The DCE ceased to exist. They were no longer in office. So there was no assembly to transfer the money to. There was no assembly. Because by law, the assembly did not exist. There was no assembly. That is what the law says. Mr. Speaker, it is only recently, a couple of weeks ago, that most assemblies were able to elect their chief executives. When they elected their chief executives, then the assemblies were properly constituted to now be assemblies. And the Honorable Minister for Local Government went around the country to inaugurate the assemblies. That is why the monies were not transferred to the assembly because the assemblies did not exist. They had not yet been inaugurated by the local government minister. So there has never been any delay. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Majority Leader, Minority Leader is on his feet.
Mr. Speaker, I want to draw the attention of the leader of this House to the rules of this House regarding this particular subject matter. The minister made a statement, and even the rules provide that the minister in his statement should not provoke debate. What the majority leader is doing now is to veer off from the content of the statement and to start his own argument outside of it. Mr. Speaker, there's no problem if there's a need for us to debate on an important subject matter which borders on national development. The Minister of Finance was in this House presenting the budget statement. The President had earlier told us that the famous 24-hour economy policy would find space in the budget. That was not in the budget. The minister is not concerned about how to create employment.
Honorable Minority Leader,
people are being sacked.
you are on a point of order.
Economy?
Honorable Minority Leader,
the
you are on a
majority
point
leader on
of
his
order.
feet.
What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I'm coming, I'm laying a foundation. The Minister of Finance was supposed to provide a policy direction regarding the 24-hour economy. He has failed to do that.
What is
Now,
your point of order,
Mr. Speaker,
Minority
yes.
Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I am arguing, my submission is that to the extent that the majority leader has failed to limit his comments to the issue raised by the finance minister, he is in clear breach of the rules guiding this particular subject matter. Mr. Speaker, why is he not concerned about the failure of the finance minister to pay contractors and to address the issue of 24-hour economy to create employment? Why is he not concerned about the mass dismissals in the public sector? As a majority leader, all he says is that, and then they have fulfilled the promise. Fulfill which promise? With time, you'll be exposed. Mr. Speaker, please guide the majority leader to act within the rules. Comment briefly and not to provoke debate. If you want a debate, let's dedicate a time for a debate on their 6 months of failure and disappointment. We're ready for them, but not smuggle his way in a statement when you failed in your own flagship policy. The 24-hour economy, your own flagship policy. You have failed the people of Ghana.
Honorable
President failed in his honor. He said, finance minister took it. He said there's a team every day, committee.
Honorable Minority Leader, thank you very much. Honorable Majority Leader, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, when the statement was made by the minister, it was made pursuant to Order 91. 91.2. 91.2 is very clear. A minister of state may make a statement of government policy, and the statement shall be limited to facts which are necessary to be made known to the House. Everything the minister said is factual. Facts about payments, facts about the timing of payment, facts about what the payments are meant for. They were all facts. Mr. Speaker, when you gave opportunity to honorable members to comment pursuant to Order 91.3, which says that a member may comment on the statement and the comment shall not provoke debate. Mr. Speaker, members on the other side, in their comments, raise questions about delay in the payments. they said there is a delay in the payments. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, I sought to also correct that and put the facts before this House that there has been no delay in the payments. No delay because the first quarter, which has passed, was a period when the assemblies did not exist. They had been dissolved. So he could not have made the payments to the assemblies when they did not exist. The second quarter is now. The second quarter is now. So we just ended. And that is why he has come to report to us that both the first quarter when the assemblies didn't exist and this quarter, he is now making the payment. He has made the payment. One of them in his comments also raised issues about whether it was paper payment or actual cash payment. Mr. Speaker, again, to correct the records and be factual, I have a copy of the letter of the Minister of Finance transmitting the money to the Common Fund Administrator. I have the evidence. So it is not paper money, it is actual cash that has been transferred to the Common Fund Administrator. Mr. Speaker, so they have also transferred it to the various district assemblies. This is factual. This is on record. You can go out and go and check with the Common Fund Administrator and with the assemblies whether the Minister for Finance has indeed transferred the funds to the Common Fund Administrator for onward transmission to the assemblies. These are factual. We want to assure you that the issue of the disability is also within the law, that 3% is for the disabled. When you send only 1 million to the assemblies for a whole year, 3% of that is very, very insignificant. But with this level of transmissions that we are seeing, these gargantuan amounts, these colossal amounts, these impactful amounts, these amounts that can actually change the financial foundation of district assemblies, the disabled will be laughing to their bank accounts. The disabled will be excited because they are going to get 3% of gargantuan amounts of money. So the 3% is guaranteed in the law, and when it gets to the assemblies, the disabled, the physically challenged will get their share.
Honorable Majority Leader, what is gargantuan amount?
When it is big, when it is colossal, when some people used to transfer just 1 million, and the others come and they are transferring 20 million. That is gargantuan. This is what has happened, and especially when they are transferring it on time. Mr. Speaker, this whole discussion is about the promise of President John Dramani Mahama to revive our districts. How do you revive districts? By injecting funds into those districts, by making sure they are resourced. President John Dramani Mahama promised to reset this country. You reset the country by resetting the district assemblies. How do you reset the district assemblies? By making sure they get the right amount of financial resources. This country has been discussing fiscal decentralization only in rhetorics. The funds never get to the assemblies. President John Dramani Mahama stood in this house and promised us that 80% of the funds, he will make sure they hit the accounts of the various assemblies. And the Minister for Finance has come to report to us that like what he is now known for, a man who keeps his promise, John Dramani Mahama is keeping the promise. The funds are hitting the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, they are hitting the assemblies, and the assemblies now have the resources to revive our economies. Mr. Speaker, this House has an opportunity to discuss fiscal decentralization today. Assemblies are supposed assemblies are supposed to be run on resources generated by the assemblies. The law makes provision for assemblies to take basic rates and use the basic rates to run the assemblies. The law makes provision for assemblies to collect property rates and use the property rates to run the assemblies. The law makes provision for development levies, for betterment levies. But most of our assemblies do not meet their obligations to go around and mobilize these resources for the running of the assemblies. And they continue to depend on the common fund. This government will make sure that they get the common fund. But we want to urge the assemblies not to forget that what they are supposed to run the assemblies on is the basic rates. It is the development levies. It is the property rates. It is the betterment rates. These fundamentally are the resources with which we should be running assemblies and not wait for only the common fund resources to run the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, if you look at paragraph 8 of the statement, paragraph 8 of the statement deals with the past record where only 40% to 50% actually got transferred to the assemblies. And that is what I have just discussed, the commitment of this government to make sure that 80% gets to the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, if you look at paragraph 14, and you see the amount, 6.1 billion going to the assemblies, very, very significant. But Mr. Speaker, what excites me is the guidelines. And I've heard colleagues raise issues about the competence of the minister to issue guidelines. The law is very clear. The Local Governance Act, it says that the minister shall, in consultation with the minister responsible for finance, determine the category of expenditure of the approved development budget of district assemblies that must in each year be made out of amount received by the district.
Expenditure. You see, the assembly has its expenditure. Fund money. The Minister for Finance and the Minister for Local Government can actually determine which projects should be used, which projects should use that money for. Once they can also decide what to use the other sources of revenue
leader, what
for.
is your concern? Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the leader of the House is misleading this House. Mr. Speaker, he submits that the President has met all his promises to the nation. It is not true and it is not factual. Mr. Speaker, this government promised the women banking policy. Only 50 million. Only 50 million. Only 50 million. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, 2. They made a huge commitment to agriculture. If you look at the budget, they allocated 1.5 billion cedis. Of the 1.5 billion, 900 million plus goes into compensation. Nothing for agriculture. Mr. Speaker, he pretended he didn't hear me on the 24-hour economy. In his SONA, in the State of the Nation address, the President promised this House that when the Finance Minister comes, he would introduce the 24-hour economy in the policy. Mr. Speaker, government financial policy outlines its budget for the year. The Finance Minister didn't say anything. The Finance Minister ran away from their own flagship initiative. The issue of taxes. You said you were going to take away the taxes at the port. Apart from the e-levy, what have you done? Mr. Speaker, for you to now rise on your feet to mislead Ghanaians that you've met all your promises. Where is the women banking?
I'll give you the floor.
Where is the 50 million? You promised when you were swearing in your deputy ministers. You said there will be some deputy ministers coming the following week. That was 3 months ago. Walk the talk. Walk the talk. Walk the talk. What is happening? Where is the 24-hour economy? The youth,
Thank you very much, Honorable Minority Leader.
You promise jobs.
Honorable Minority Leader, thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, I'm concluding.
Yes.
You promise the Ghanaian youth 1 job, 3 shifts. You promise Ghanaians 1 job, 3 shifts. Today, no job for the youth. You come here, the finance minister, instead of paying contractors who have taken loans, businessmen who have taken loans, the road contractors, you won't pay them. You come here, you say we should commend you. You won't pay contractors. You are waiting to pay them after mid-year. And then you say the cedi is stable. We are interested in fluidity in the economy. Finance minister, are you paying them? Businesses are not importing. Spare parts are not available because they don't have the means.
Minority Leader, is that your conclusion?
What business? Are you promoting business? You are not promoting
Honorable
business.
Minority
And
Leader.
then you come and tell us that you are doing
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, arrest my case. Rule him out of order. He's misleading the House. The leader of the House
Yes,
is misleading the
Majority
House.
Leader, you have
You
the
are
floor.
misleading the House.
Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, the minority leader should stop doing what he's doing. Between us, at our level, when you rise up to raise a point of order, let it be a point of order. Let it not be on a frolic of your own, running all over the place. Please, this is not a point of order. At our level, you don't do that. Mr. Speaker, if I may say, he promised this House that he will bring Ken Oforiatta in May. Why is Ken Oforiatta? Where is Ken Oforiatta? Where is Ken? You promised us that you will bring Ken to this House. He came to this House and made a promise. You promised this House that you will produce Ken. You will produce Ken Oforiatta in May. We are in June. This is the 3rd of June. Why is Ken Oforiatta? Mr. Speaker,
should no longer be heard in this House. Because when he makes promises, he doesn't fulfill them. He comes here and makes promises and never fulfills them. And yet he is questioning other people's promises. When you made a promise, did you fulfill it?
Honourable members, honestly speaking,
Mr. Speaker,
I try as much as possible to accommodate leadership. But it is getting to a point that I am being compelled to rule
Leadership out of order. So please, let's stick to the rules.
yes. When we make promises, let's keep them. Mr. Speaker, when he promised to sleep at Yoko, by 10 p.m. he left Yoko.
Mr. Speaker, this is the man who is talking about people not fulfilling their promises. You promised to sleep at Yoko, and you left at 10 p.m.
Honourable Majority Leader, please conclude. Honourable Majority Leader, please conclude.
Mr. Speaker, let me wind up. Our mothers, health facilities, mostly it is our mothers who send children to health facilities, who are the greatest beneficiaries. Educational facilities, it is our mothers who send our children and the babies to educational facilities. So once again, women, potable water, it is our women and girls who have to travel long distances to fetch water. Sanitation and school furniture. Mr. Speaker, these are items that particularly touch our women. That is why I want to declare that President John Dramani Mahama is a pro-woman president. A pro-woman president. Because he is prioritizing expenditure in areas that particularly border on the welfare of our mothers, of our women, of their children, and the drudgery, the labor, the suffering of our women will be reduced by the expenditures that the assemblies are going to be making. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, when you talk about liquidity in the system, liquidity is when the finance minister releases funds. In this statement alone, the finance minister has indicated that he has released funds to the Common Fund Administrator. He has released funds to the National Health Insurance Authority. He has released funds to the GET Fund. These funds are being injected into the system. So that propaganda that we are not spending is not true. We are spending through the National Health Insurance. We are spending through the Common Fund Administrator. We are spending through the GET Fund. So we are spending. It is not true that we are not spending. And it is because we are not spending that the dollar is reducing and the cedi is appreciating. Mr. Speaker, we are clearly spending in the health sector. We are spending in the educational sector. We are spending at the local government levels. And Mr. Speaker, I can testify that we are spending because all of us in this chamber receive our salaries monthly on time, and there has never been a reduction. The same way with the civil servants, with the public servants, I have not received any report by government workers that they haven't been paid. I have not received any report. They are being paid promptly. Mr. Speaker, so the propaganda that we have stabilized the currency because we are not spending is clearly not borne out by the statement. The statement points to the government spending on its statutory obligations. Mr. Speaker, on that note, let me commend the Minister for such a statement and once again draw the attention of Ghanaians to the fact that they have elected a government that has promised to deliver and is actually delivering, and each moment that we deliver on our promises, we will come to this House and we will account to Ghanaians and we will make sure that we remain very, very accountable. Thank you very much, Minister for Finance. We commend you for your hard work. The cedi is gaining strength. The dollar is reducing in its exchange rate. The pound is reducing in its exchange rate. All the major currencies are reducing in the exchange rate relation to the cedi. And the cedi is getting stronger. Ghanaians are more confident in their country and their government than they have ever been before. Mr. Speaker, because of the appreciation of the cedi, the salary of the minority leader has appreciated. His salary has appreciated. Mr. Speaker, his purchasing power has appreciated.
Honourable member, please conclude.
He now pays less for fuel because fuel prices have declined. He now pays less for food because food prices have declined. He is living in a better country now. And he looks happy. He is a happier man because of the performance of the Minister for Finance. On that note, Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.
Honourable Finance Minister, any concluding remark? Please be very brief.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, let me thank...
Please be very brief.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank honourable colleagues for the comments and the contribution to the brief. Mr. Speaker, I've taken note of the concerns from colleagues and would like to assure colleagues that I take their concerns seriously, and then I will ensure that if there is the need for us to input some of the concerns, we will accordingly input them. Mr. Speaker, to conclude on my brief, I wish to state for the record that it is not true that government is not spending. Mr. Speaker, we have ended the era of reckless spending. So, Speaker, we are spending wisely. We are spending prudently. Mr. Speaker, the era of recklessness has come to an end, and the NDC will not spend recklessly. We will spend according to what we have. If you do not have it, don't overborrow, because if you overborrow, you will give people haircut, and that is what we have spent. We have stopped. So, Mr. Speaker, we will not overborrow. We will spend within the budget, and we'll do what we have to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honourable members. Honourable members, permit me to recognize the presence of our revered students who are here in our midst. First on the list is Obrachere Senior High Technical School. They are led by Jude Latte, Senior House Master. They are from Ewutu Senya. They are 57 in number. The other one is Apam Presby Basic School, led by Richard Abaete Tete, Head Teacher. They are from Ebuakwa South, 59 in number. And last on the list is Otuam International School, led by Edu Issa Philip, teacher. They are from Ekumfi, 60 in number. You are all welcome. May you have a fruitful day in Parliament. Honourable members, order paper addendum. Presentation of first reading of bill.
An act to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025, Act 1135, to increase the rates of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debt, and stabilize power supply.
Honourable Finance Minister, for the record, tell the House how is he under certificate of agency, or how is the bill supposed to be?
Right, Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the object of this bill is to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debt, and to stabilize power supply. Mr. Speaker, the power sector is the biggest economic and fiscal risk we face presently. It could lead to a major crisis if we fail to confront it head-on. The challenges in the energy sector are quite enormous, emanating from debt, shortfalls, insufficient gas, and inefficiencies. The total energy sector debt as at end March 2025 stands at $3.1 billion. This amount includes amount owed to independent power producers, state-owned enterprises, fuel suppliers, and fuel suppliers. Right, Honourable Speaker, as a result of non-payment of bills owed to ENI and Car Power, the World Bank IDA guarantee of $512 million and GMPC guarantee of $120 million were completely drawn down in the year 2024. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, the government is required to find an additional $632 million to restore these guarantees. Mr. Speaker, a minimum of $3.7 billion is needed to clean up the overall energy sector indebtedness for us to have a clean slate. Right, Honourable Speaker, Ghana's electricity sector has experienced a significant shift over the years, with the country now heavily reliant on thermal power generation to supplement the hydroelectronic sources. The cost of liquid fuel to power the thermal power plant is not included in the current electricity tariff build-up, resulting in a significant revenue shortfall for the procurement of liquid fuels. According to the PURC, an inclusion of the cost of liquid fuel in the price build-up will lead to an increase in electricity tariffs by at least 50%. Government considers that this would have a significant negative impact on firms and households, and so this cannot be an option. Mr. Speaker, in the year 2025, the government will require an additional $1.2 billion to procure essential fuels for thermal power generations alone. Mr. Speaker, the power sector risks imminent collapse if these unsustainable debts are not resolved, particularly given that the fiscal cannot accommodate the financial needs of the sector. Right Honorable Speaker, to help raise additional revenue to fund the needs in the power sector, government is proposing an increase in export price of petrol, diesel, and related products. The impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the Ghana cedis. The Speaker, I repeat, the impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the Ghana cedis. And this will mean that consumers will not have to pay extra for the price of petrol and diesel beginning today. Right Honorable Speaker, our simulations suggest that there will be no increase in the export price of petrol and diesel in the next window beginning today if the levy is imposed. This is because of a strong Ghana cedi. Right Honorable Speaker, the levy will serve as a dedicated source of funding to the power sector, and the proceeds will be earmarked for the procurement of essential fuel for power generation. The Speaker, this will ensure that Ghana enjoys stable electricity. Given that the current electricity tariffs paid by consumers does not include the cost of fuel used for the power generation. Mr. Speaker, the decision to impose a levy on petroleum prices is based on the need to find a balance between ensuring stable power supply while promoting the financial sustainability of the sector. This bill, Mr. Speaker, seeks to make a modest increment to the excise levy, existing levy, to augment the energy sector support account and to ensure the availability of fuel to back up power generation. Right Honorable Speaker, I submit that this is urgent, and so there is the need for the committee to take it through the necessary processes. I so submit. Thank you. And the certificate of urgency, I so submit.
Honorable members, I intend to refer the bill. Yes, Minority Leader. This is the presentation of a bill. First reading. This is first reading.
Mr. Speaker, would the majority side, Mr. Speaker, would the majority side extend some courtesy? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr.
With
Speaker,
all due respect.
Mr. Speaker, would the Interior Minister show some courtesy? Would the Interior Minister show some courtesy?
Honorable Minority Leader.
Would you
I
show some
implore both
courtesy?
of you to resume your seats. I implore both of you to resume your seats. Humbly resume your seats.
Mr. Speaker, you called me.
Humbly resume your seats. Both of you kindly resume your seat with all apology. With all apology. With all apology to both of you, resume your seat. Honorable members, the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Bill 2025 has been duly presented and read the first time. It is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report, including the determination of whether or not the bill is of urgent nature. And report to the House. Yes, Honorable Minority Leader, let me hear you.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, the surprises are becoming one too many. Mr. Speaker, how can the Finance Minister in one breath repeal e-levy and reintroduce e-levy? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we went into conclave. The issues that he just raised as justification for running this bill through a certificate of urgency, it never came up. Mr. Speaker, will the Interior Minister, who was up challenging me, ask the Finance Minister to tell us under what rule he came under? Mr. Speaker, what is the precedent that is being set? Mr. Speaker, Hansard is watching. Hansard is taking note. One day, it will come and hound them.
If today they think they have no mess, they will bulldoze their way. So be it. Have your pleasure. But bear in mind that someday what you are doing will come and haunt you. Mr. Speaker, with all the justification, what stopped him from engaging this side of the House? This morning, I must be honest that the majority leader whispered to me that something of urgent importance, of urgent value would come. But Mr. Speaker, it is only important that we engage and you let us know. You come with your justification. You came here to present your budget. You presented your budget saying you are not going to introduce new taxes, new levies. Then you turn around, you say you are repealing e-levy. You are all over the place. Now you are bringing back e-levy. And then you say that the Ghanaian public will not feel it. Mr. Speaker, you repeal e-levy, reintroduce e-levy. That's what you are doing. What are you? This is the e-levy. You have introduced e-levy. Then you say that you run it through certificate of urgency. Mr. Speaker,
Honourable members,
the e-levy being introduced.
Honourable members, this is a house of record.
What is it?
Honourable members, this is a house of record. The bill introduced, which I have just referred, is energy sector levies bill.
It is e-levy.
So this is not electronic levy.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, allow the minority to have its say. You allowed the minister to speak. What is energy sector levy? Short form e-levy, is it not it? The energy. What is energy? Is it not E? How do you spell energy? Is it not capital E? The short form of the law, the levy, is e-levy. You are reintroducing e-levy. That's what you are doing. Reintroducing e-levy. And you are going to tax Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, and you say under certificate of urgency.
Yes, Honourable Minister for Interior.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think the minority leader should know that as one of the leaders, he must learn to respect the rules of the House. Mr. Speaker, the way the minority leader keeps hijacking the floor, he rises, he doesn't make reference to any rule, he speaks out of rules, he just speaks. It's absolutely wrong, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to refer the House to Order 160, under which this business that I just concluded was done. 160. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, a sponsor may submit a bill to Parliament without publication in the Gazette, where the sponsor of the bill consider the bill to be of urgent nature. Mr. Speaker, the Speaker shall refer a bill to the appropriate committee for determination of the urgency or otherwise of the presentation and the first reading. Mr. Speaker, 3, where the committee determines that the bill is of an urgent nature, the committee shall inform the House by a report. Where it is determined by the appropriate committee of the House that a particular bill is of an urgent nature, the provision of Article 106(13) shall apply, and the bill may be taken through all the stages in one day. Mr. Speaker, this is where my worry is. After you have referred this to your committee, reading 160, it does not give any other member any window of opportunity to just get up and speak about what has been referred. You can only wait and go to your committee, make your argument at the committee. When the report comes, that's when you debate it. But Mr. Speaker, the way the minority leader is behaving, what he's simply doing is that he is turning the rules of this House upside down, and he gets up and speaks anytime he wishes. But Mr. Speaker, with the greater respect, we need to bring the minority leader to order. for him to understand that no, this house is governed by rules, and he cannot be speaking out of rules and be behaving as if he's a small child who has lost his food and therefore is behaving anyhow. So, Speaker, let's get him to act in order because he's completely out of order. Thank you, Mr.
Yes, let me hear Majority Leader. Yes, Majority Leader, you have the floor. Let's listen to the Majority Leader. I am giving the floor to the Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Majority Leader, you have the floor. Honorable Member, I can send you out of the house. You cannot sit down and be making noise. You are making noise. Yes, Majority Leader, you have the floor.
I think the bill has been referred to the committee. I just think that for the records, what is before us is not the e-levy. What is before us is the Energy Sector Levy Amendment Bill. And basically, it is saying that Ghanaians should give one Ghana cedi each when they buy a liter of fuel so that we can end doomsday. That's all. One cedi. All of us should contribute 1 cedi. Just 1 cedi per, so that we can end doomsday. 1 cedi. Each of us, when we buy fuel, 1 liter. The prices are going down. 1 cedi. And Mr. Speaker, it is not e-levy. It's not e-levy. That is what it is. The matter has been referred to the committee. Let's all hold on. The committee will present a report to us, and when we consider the report, we can debate all these matters. We can debate the agency, we can debate the levy itself. So please, let's hold our fire and then continue with the other businesses while the committee sits. Mr. Speaker, so I plead with you to we'll go back to the questions. Let's go back to the questions. Mr. Speaker, I think the leadership of Energy Committee should join the Finance Committee.
Well, honorable members, with all due respect, we don't debate bills at its introduction. It is at second reading that we debate the principles underpinning the bill. So what are we doing? A bill is just being introduced. And at the point of introduction, we don't debate. You refer the bill to a committee. It is at second reading that we debate. Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I believe that each one of us here has a right to express a view. Mr. Speaker, one of the things we can all do to bring peace to this house is when we patiently hear one another. I got up and you recognized me, and it was not for me to say I want to debate it. Mr. Speaker, I expressed a concern. And the concern was because we always meet at conclave. Whatever we do in this house, there's always a pre-sitting discussion. The issue never came up. I only saw an order paper addendum being sprung as a surprise on us. It was a reason why I got up. Mr. Speaker, now, For Honorable Muntaka Mubarak,
Honorable Minority
allow
Leader,
me to finish.
you know, you would have been justified if you said exactly that. But you went further to say
Mr.
they are
Speaker,
introducing e-levy.
Mr. Speaker, may I finish? Mr. Speaker, you heard him in silence. Please hear me too. Mr. Speaker, for the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, who I so much respect, to be on his feet, to use certain words the way he did. Mr. Speaker, I thought that Honorable Mahama Yarega, getting up, would use the opportunity to address it. Because, Mr. Speaker, he has been in leadership before. I will not want any of my colleagues here to be disrespectful to you. Never. We're here to debate. All I was saying was that the matter did not come up at precedent. The majority leader whispered to me that the finance minister will bring up something. The energy minister had whispered to me that we would engage. All I was trying to draw the attention of the House to was that we were not pre-informed. For you to get up and to attack my person, that anytime I get up, I don't just get up to speak, I get recognition before. And if you, Muntaka Mubarak, who I so much respect, today you are Interior Minister, you want to hijack the leadership and then attack me? No, please, colleagues, all of you at the backbench know, one of the things I don't do is to disrespect you. Please, let's put all things aside, please, with respect. We are colleagues. If I raise the issue and you don't agree, get up and respond. I have been in that black seat before. I don't disrespect colleagues. And I am surprised. Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, those days, in the 6th and 7th Parliament, he was always concerned about the way Honorable Chairman Sabonsu. I can refer him to answer. How Honorable Chairman Sabonsu use certain words to describe certain matters. And he would always protest. I expect you not to be the one to be attacking me. I expect you not to be the one to be using certain words. And then when you get up, you say you will withdraw. If you decide not to withdraw, I can force you. And I will plead with Speaker to get you to withdraw. Let Hansa have the record of what you have just done. And Honorable Ayerega, we have just started. It's my job to also protect you from this side. If today a colleague of yours sees an opportunity to attack me merely because I'm raising a genuine concern, when the matter did not come up at leadership discussion, and Speaker allowed him to speak all out, and you think that it is not proper for him to do the needful, I'm not worried. As a minority leader, I expect more of such attacks, and more will come. It is a price I will pay for being a minority leader. If the intolerance level has said that, I will be attacked by no less a person than the Interior Minister, who I so much respect. Mr. Speaker, I leave him and all his words to posterity.
Honourable members, we will make progress. The statement that behaving like a spoiled child is ordered to be expunged from the record. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I think we will go back to the questions. The ministers have been sitting here since morning, so let's take the questions. Let's take the questions, Mr. Speaker.
Very well.
Let's take the questions.
So the initial application was to take question number D, standing in the name of Mr. Francis Xavier Kojo Sosu.
We'll do
Honorable
statements.
member
We'll do
for
statements.
Madina.
We'll do statements. We'll do statements. We will do statements. We'll do statements. We'll do statements.
We will come back to statement. I have various statements. We'll come back to statements.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader, Mr. Speaker, the majority leader made an application. Majority leader, I'm on my feet. Majority leader made an application that you should add the leadership of the Energy Committee to the Finance Committee to look at the. So, yes.
Honourable members, is that the sense of the House that the leadership of the Energy Committee should join the Finance Committee? Yes, Majority Leader. Is that the sense of the House?
Yes, we asked the leadership of Energy Committee to join Finance.
The leadership of the Energy Committee is hereby requested to join the Finance Committee for the consideration of the bill just introduced and report. Yes, the initial application was to take the question number D in the name of Honorable Francis Xavier Kojo Sosu. The Interior Minister is in the House to respond to the question. C. Very well. Very well. We have to take question number C, standing in the name of Osahin Alexander Kwamina Afanyo Makin, Member of Parliament for Efutu and the Minority Leader. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I think that the practice of the House has always been for every member to rise in his place and ask questions. That is the practice of this House. There's no rule that says that a leader should walk to the dispatch box to ask questions. Mr. Speaker, that cannot be accepted. That cannot be accepted. If we have to make special statements, you can grant us the leave.
Honourable Member, you may ask the question standing from your place.
Mr. Speaker, I would want to respond to this. If you will not grant it, so be it. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, I will not allow certain precedent to be set. What is the purpose of this dispatch box? Clerk to the House. Advise Speaker, this dispatch box is for us. It's for us. This side is for us. We can choose to let any member use our dispatch box. What is happening here? Is it for the majority to determine, Mr. Speaker? No way. If they don't want to answer the question, so be it.
Honourable members, order. Honourable members, the rule is very clear that a member rise in his place to speak. The dispatch box is really for the ministers. But when leaders are going to make special statements, then they can make the statement using the dispatch box, not when they are to ask questions. Honourable members, the rule is very clear. So let's follow the rules and operate within the ambit of the rules. Unless I am shown the order under which a leader is supposed to ask questions from the dispatch box, unless you point at the order for me.
Mr. Speaker, is there any provision, is there any order that says that the minority leader must come into the dispatch box for a special statement? Which order says so? Which order says so? Tell us which order. Mr. Speaker, let us stop what we are doing. Let us stop what you are doing. One day, it will come and hand somebody. This dispatch box is for the minority. They have theirs.
Honourable Minority Leader, if you won't take your chance to ask the question, may I move to another question?
Mr. Speaker, if it is your pleasure
Minister
to allow him to do so, be it.
You may now take a question from Honourable Xavier Kojo Sosu. Honourable Xavier, you have the floor. Please, go to your place and ask the question. Speak from your place.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Interior the measures being taken to ensure comprehensive
Executing this mandate, Mr. Speaker, is guided by the vision of all class through excellence in corrections management. Over the years, Mr. Speaker, the service has achieved many milestones, including improved human resource base, enhanced collaboration with stakeholders, improved health care for officers and inmates, as well as improved rehabilitation and reformation programs for inmates. Whilst these achievements are remarkable and worth celebrating, there is still more to be done to bring the service at par with international best practices, to ensure that the socio-economic rights of the population, especially the less privileged, including the incarcerated, are met, and to further consolidate and sustain the gains Ghana has made regarding international human rights promotion agenda. Equal and adequate attention is being given to prison inmates across the entire country. Right Honorable Speaker, to enhance the safety and security of the prisons, many measures have been taken by the Ghana Prisons Administration. These include: 1. Enhanced classification of prisoners. Prisoners upon admission are classified based on their criminal history to avoid contamination of other inmates who have low criminological tendencies and for purposes of effective rehabilitation and placement to address their needs, capacity, and disposition. The service, Mr. Speaker, with support from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, has developed a customized classification tool in line with the UN standard minimum rules for treatment of prisoners. 2, Mr. Speaker, enhanced guidance, counseling, and moral education where the chaplaincy and counseling units have been revamped in all prisons to assist inmates to overcome their social and psychological challenges. More professionals such as psychologists, chaplains, imams, and counselors have been employed to offer moral guidance to inmates and to reshape their conscience towards change in behavior and reintegration. 3, Mr. Speaker, delivery of health care to inmates and the entire prison community, which is done by collaboration with faith-based organizations, NGOs, and CSOs, international development partners, and private sector. This has led to increased enrollment of inmates on the National Health Insurance Scheme, resulting in improved access to the health care by inmates, reduced cost of treatment and management of inmates with chronic diseases, and reduced mortalities among inmates. Mr. Speaker, in addition to improved health care to the inmates, the Prisons Administration is upgrading some infirmaries to various levels of healthcare facilities, including 1 hospital, 1 clinic, and 6 health centers in prisons such as in Sawam, Ankafo, Kumasi, Sunyani, and Koforidua. Mr. Speaker, food is a key determinant of prison security. Research has shown that hungry inmates are more likely to cause riot, break jail, and find it difficult to participate in reformation and rehabilitation programs. The prison service intends to embark on agricultural activities to provide food to inmates in very difficult times when food contractors withdraw supply due to delayed payment of food bills. Currently, Mr. Speaker, about 40% of prison ration is obtained through prison agriculture. In addition to pipe-borne water in the prison, the service has taken steps to enhance access to potable water and sanitation, including the drilling of mechanized boreholes, installation of polytanks and water reservoirs, improved sanitary conditions through effective management of solid and liquid waste to prevent outbreaks of diseases, and regular fumigation of the prison facilities. Mr. Speaker, the prison administration, being mindful of the importance of education of prison inmates towards achieving the objective of reformation, rehabilitation, and reintegration, goes all out to ensure that inmates have access to education in all forms. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yes, Honorable Member for Medina, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, my supplementary question relates to our recent visit to the prison where we had inmates who had just completed school and some even graduated with first class, showing the rehabilitation.
Please ask supplementary question. If you don't have any supplementary question, kindly resume your seat.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the information provided by the Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, I think we have no further supplementary question for the Minister. And Honourable Minister, yes. Honourable Minority Leader, will you ask your urgent question? No, you rise at your place to ask the urgent question.
Mr. Speaker, I don't intend to debate you. I am opposed to the application from my colleagues for a simple reason that we have two dispatch boxes. One for the majority, one for the minority. In leadership, Mr. Speaker, I will not encourage a precedent that one day will come and haunt us. We, the five of us, at any point, if we want to use, or any of our members with the leave of leadership and with the indulgence of Speaker want to use the dispatch box, this side is for us. Now, for a member to say that there is an express provision in the standing orders, so a leader, if he chooses to be in the dispatch box to ask his question, he cannot, and he's being stopped. Mr. Speaker, I will not challenge you. I want everything to be for the record. I won't challenge you. I would protest and sit down. I won't challenge you because this is strange. This is our dispatch box. This is ours. What are we doing to our democracy because somebody has overwhelming numbers? No problem, Mr. Speaker. If you accede to them, I will sit down. No problem. But it is sad. Let's be careful what we are doing to ourselves. This is our dispatch box.
You are to rise and ask your question. Would you ask the question?
Mr. Speaker, with respect, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, with respect, I rise to ask the Minister of Interior the circumstances surrounding the raid on the residence of the former governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, by 20 heavily armed operatives led by Richard Jakpa, Director of Special Operations at the National Security Secretariat, on the morning of Wednesday, 19th March 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister. Your response to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the 19th of March 2025, a joint operational team comprising personnel from the National Security Secretariat and law enforcement agencies conducted an intelligence-driven search operations at the residence of the former governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. Mr. Speaker, prior to the execution of the aforementioned operation, an ex-parte application for a search and arrest warrant was duly filed before the High Court of Justice, Accra, on 12th of March 2025, which was subsequently in accordance with established legal procedure. The search operation was in no doubt conducted with strict adherence to due process and in full compliance with the applicable laws of the state, and was meticulously done in the presence of the former government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member, any supplementary question?
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. I choose where I would want to be. These are ours. Mr. Speaker, these are our bona fides. You can't interfere with it. Any member can come here. It is ours. Yours is there. Yes, that is yours. This is ours.
You see, Honourable Minority Leader,
Mr. Speaker,
with all due respect, if your members get up to come to the dispatch box and speak, and you are saying that this is for you, so every member can come here and speak, is that the practice? Is that the rule? So what difference does it make if you ask your question from the dispatch box and you rise to ask a supplementary question from your place? Honourable members.
Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Interior Minister tells us in his answer that the warrant allowing them to search was properly procured. Would he be kind enough to tell this House the purpose for which the search was conducted?
The purpose for which the search was conducted?
Mr. Speaker, it was to aid an existing investigation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the minister can choose to be evasive. That is his own matter. How can you be general?
Honourable Minority Leader, you don't dictate the answer that the minister is supposed to give to your question. So why lies the case that the minister can choose to be evasive?
Mr. Speaker, he is my former friend, and he knows. He's a former friend. Mr. Speaker, if he says that there was an application to the court, what it presupposes is that there was an affidavit accompanying. Mr. Speaker, you see the Attorney General.
Honourable member, he has provided the answer. Do you have any further supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, what he is saying is that there was an investigation and they deposed to an affidavit. An investigation is not allowed. There must be a reason, a particular reason, for which you go to a man's house to search. Are you aware? Are you aware that when the officers got to Dr. Addison's house, they said they were looking for cash? Are you aware?
Honourable member, that cannot be a supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, is the minister aware that upon entering the premises of Dr. Addison, the officers did not comply with the terms of the search warrant? And if he's unaware, would he be surprised?
Honourable member, the officer has never said anything about complying with the warrant terms or not. Supplementary questions must flow from the answer given by the minister.
Mr. Speaker, the minister said, the officers who executed the search warrant complied. These were his words. He said they complied. Mr. Speaker, he said they complied. They did so in accordance with law.
I have heard they went with a warrant.
Mr. Speaker, he has his answer. Can he share it with you? Because he said they complied. And I'm saying, would he be surprised to hear that they did not indeed comply with the terms of the order as he's telling this House?
Yes, Honourable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, our standing orders are very clear on questions that can be admitted, and that includes supplementary questions. A question shall not, Order 86, a question shall not, F, solicit the expression of an opinion or the solution of an abstract legal case or a hypothetical proposition. Hypothetical proposition. Soliciting opinions. All the questions that he's been asking are soliciting opinions, raising hypothetical questions, making charges that he cannot substantiate. Mr. Speaker, before you ask questions, make sure your facts are well known to you and that you can substantiate the facts. If we ask you to substantiate any charge that the officers went beyond the terms of their warrant, will you be able to substantiate it here? Please, let's follow the rules when we are asking questions. They are very clear. They are very, very clear. Let's read the rules and let's act according to the rules. It will make life easy.
Honorable, I just want to
go
add
outside the rules and we try to stop you, then you start complaining that you are being gagged as a minority.
I just want to add Order 89.
89. Yes.
89 one said, as soon as a question is answered,
Yeah.
any member, beginning with the member who asks the question, may without notice ask supplementary question for further clarification of any matter or fact on the answer.
Yes.
But the supplementary question shall not introduce a matter not included in the original question. So let's operate within the rules.
Mr. Speaker, the minister tells us in his answer that these 20 heavily armed operatives, led by Mr. Richard Jakpa, Director of Special Operations at the National Security Secretariat, who on the morning of Wednesday, 19th of March 2025, searched the premises of Dr. Addison, the former governor, did so within the law. Mr. Speaker, in view of the public complaint, the complaint that came out of Dr. Addison regarding the mode of the search, would the minister take steps to address these? Mr. Speaker, will the other colleagues allow the minister to pay attention to the question? Instead of becoming coaches, they say they don't want hypothetical questions. This is not hypothetical. Would the minister focus? Now, Afenyo Maki asked one question, many coaches. Let me deal with the minister, he's capable. Mr. Speaker, doesn't matter. Mr. Speaker, in view of the complaint from Dr. Addison regarding the manner of the search, the public outcry as a result of the entering of his premises at dawn, banging of doors, forcefully opening his door. Mr. Speaker, would the minister take these public concerns on board in future operations? Would he take it on board in future operations?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, so far as I'm concerned, I have neither received a complaint from Dr. Addison or any member of the public about the operation that was carried on the said day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, it is very rich. It is very rich.
Honorable Leader, be reminded of Order 89 too.
Very well, sure. Mr. Speaker, I'm concluded. I don't have anything more apart from the last thing that I'm going to do. Mr. Speaker, it is very rich that the minister is telling this House that he is not heard of any public outcry regarding this action by the national security operatives. Be that the case, would he want to reach out to Dr. Addison to follow up on the excesses of the action of the national security operatives? Would he follow up?
Honorable members, question overruled. Yes, honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Minister, I would want to confirm from you, and maybe for purposes of education, you indicated to us that the national security secured a search warrant. May you educate me the scope of the search warrant, if it is inclusive of searching phrases of persons, if it is inclusive of searching phrases of persons. I want to understand the scope of such a search. Thank you.
Your question is whether or not the search warrant includes searching what? But if you are a lawyer, you've seen a search warrant before. Does the search warrant specify that you search the pocket or what?
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I think this is unfair. Mr. Speaker, it's a direct question that is addressed to the minister. I want to understand the scope, the particular search warrant that he got. Is it inclusive of these searching phrases of persons? That is the question I'm asking. So you should just let me know that maybe refrigerators.
That is why, you see, Honorable Asafwa, if this question were to be coming from a non-lawyer, but you have seen a copy of a search warrant before. If a warrant is issued to search your house, the warrant will not specify whether they should search pocket of all your searches, your pocket, your fridge, your kitchen, or is that the content of the warrant? Please, if you have another question, ask. Honourable members, I think that we have ended the urgent question for the Minister for Interior. However, once the Minister for Interior is here, we have other three questions. Should we exhaust the Minister for Interior to go, or we have to exhaust the urgent questions before we again bring the Minister responsible for Interior? Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, both urgent questions and questions scheduled for today are the same. They are all meant for being asked today and answered today. So since he's already sitting there, I think that he can just answer the rest of the questions.
Very well, then we then move to question number 87, standing in the name of Honorable Frank Anodompre, Member of Parliament for Nsawo Madwajiri. Please, you have the floor.
Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for the Interior what plans the ministry has to decongest prisons in the country, particularly the Nsawo medium security prison, which is posing health and safety threats to prisoners and officers of the prison service. I thank you.
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as part of measures being taken to decongest the various prisons throughout the country and the Sawam Medium Prison Facility in particular, the Ghana Prison Administration has adopted initiatives such as 1. Routine transfer of prisoners to camp prisons, which allows the prisons service as part of its security measures to routinely transfer low-risk prisoners from walled prisons to open camp prisons for purposes of decongestion. 2. Mr. Speaker, the Justice for All program, which is another intervention to decongest the prison by allowing the court to sit in the prison to try inmates who have been on pre-trial detention for a long period. Some inmates have been able to regain their freedom through this program and others convicted. Unfortunately, the program comes with its own sustainability challenges, usually budgetary, making it difficult to be executed at scheduled periods across the country to ease the congestion. I have written to the Acting Chief Justice to consider the vacation period as a planned period annually for consideration of the Justice for All program. Mr. Speaker, the introduction of the parole regulation in accordance with Article 2088 and 3 of the 1992 Constitution, the Prison Service Parole Regulations 2024 was formally laid in Parliament on the 15th of October 2024, but failed to meet the 21 statutory sitting days. Mr. Speaker, the draft regulation, upon review by the Ministry, will be relayed in Parliament. The introduction of the parole system is expected to improve the overcrowding situation and related challenges. It is projected that about 4,000 inmates may be released on parole annually when considered by this August House. Mr. Speaker, the completion of an 800 capacity remand prison at Nsawam, which commenced in 2016, is currently 60% completed. Upon completion, all remand prisoners at Nsawam Medium Security Prison will be transferred there to free up space. Mr. Speaker, the Church of Pentecost is currently constructing 2 camp prisons at their own expense for the prison service at the Damango and Obuasi. Both prisons will have the capacity of about 360. The Damango camp prison is almost completed with final works currently ongoing and is expected to be completed before the end of the year, while the Obuasi camp prison is about 60% complete. Mr. Speaker, the completion of these camp prisons will allow for the transfer of low-risk prisoners from the medium and central and other world local prisons. Mr. Speaker, permit me, even though this is not in the hands, to mention that I want to take this opportunity to thank the Pentecost Church for building 5 prisons. These 2 that I've mentioned, inclusive, they have built 5 prison camps to support the prison services. Community Sentencing Bill. Mr. Speaker, the introduction of the Community Sentencing Bill, facilitated by the Ministry of the Interior and the Ghana Prison Service, which aims at introducing an alternative to traditional custodian sentencing and allow court to impose sentences that involve community service or other non-incarceration measures for minor offences, unfortunately, could not be passed by the 8th Parliament. Its passage will accelerate the drive to decongest the targeted prisons. Mr. Speaker, as the service continues to grapple with the threat of health of officers and inmates, the Ministry of the Interior in the long term is considering the establishment of the purpose-built hospital for the prisons community at Nsawam and conversion of all infirmaries in the prisons to clinics and polyclinics. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any follow-up?
Yes, indeed, Speaker. Honorable Minister, as part of your answers, you had observed that the Justice for All program is one of the outlets you intend to use in decongesting our prisons. I know that the POS Foundation, an NGO that was providing the liquidity for the Justice for All program. However, the program has stalled because of funding. Government played a role in providing the framework.
That the POS Foundation,
an NGO that was providing the liquidity for the Justice for All program. However, the program has stalled because of funding. Government played a role in providing the framework, which largely was helping in dealing with cases involving the image. Now, as the Minister for Interior, do you have any, or has government got any plans to
provide some counterpart funding? Because in the first place, it's supposed to be a core